Hey everybody, Jayborino here. Welcome back, playing some more StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. We are on Shakuras.
The Zerg infestation is overtaking Telemetros. Our evacuation is already in great peril. Your aid cannot come soon enough, Hierarch.
Alright, got some Dark Templar this time, helping with the evacuation. Don't let the Warp Conduit drop below 2,000 life, that shouldn't be a problem, considering we're going to try to finish all the objectives, free all the launch bays before the last Void Thrasher appears, which is somewhere in the 17 to 19 minute range, so we do have to go pretty quick. We'll head over to the War Council and pick our units. Only 2 at this point. I think we'll go with Zealots, Ire Zealots with Whirlwind, and then Stalkers. So it's sort of like taking our army that we had gone to Ire with, and now we're heading back to Shakuras and helping folks evacuate with that existing army. But I think either variation could realistically work here. Those Whirlwind Zealots are good against large groups of Zerglings, which there are on this map, so let's go ahead and get started. The Master Achievement is to go even faster, which is doable with Solar Lance specifically. Solar Lance and Dark Templar, you can trivialize this map and do it in just a couple minutes. The speedruns are pretty cool.
Shakuras teams with Amon's Zerg broods. We hold only the southwest quadrant of Telemetros, and even that is in peril. We must evacuate our people, but the launch bays have been defiled with infestation. Only ground forces can clear them. Once the bays are free, the planetary warp conduit will allow our ships to escape safely.
The launch bays will be cleared. Your people will survive, Matriarch. This I swear.
Alright, so we gotta go fast. So there's not gonna be a moment here where we're not doing something. Let me take these DTs and move out. Clear the middle.
You will need the aid of my Dark Templar in this battle. They can strike from the shadows without fear of reprisal.
Let's move up to the first bonus objective and just do it now.
These vaults hold the city's last energy reserves. Claiming them should aid you in the fight ahead.
Indeed. Completing bonus objectives will allow me to improve the Spear of Adun's power. There are 2 vaults left in the city.
Artanis, I'm detecting a rift opening near your position. A Void Thrasher. By the gods, it's sieging the Warp Conduit.
Karax, are any of the Spear of Adun's weapon systems ready for use?
Orbital strike is online. Designating targets.
The Thrasher has been weakened. Warriors, move in and seal its fate.
So our DTs can do this by themselves, and we can pretty much ignore them as they do it. There's also a strange little bug.
Orbital strikes can now be fired from the Spear of Adun's command panel, Hierarch.
Very odd little bug in the next section. The next Thrasher shows up here, but for some reason...
The Thrasher is slain, but it will be for naught if the launch bays remain infested.
Be careful. The spore crawlers and overseers ahead can detect our Dark Templars' movements. Slay them first.
For some reason, up there, if you come to Shakuras first and you trigger the cutscene with the Spear of Adun firing the orbital bombardment on the Thrasher, then the spore crawlers don't... They're already burrowed by the time you get up there after that cutscene. I don't understand why, so anyway, we'll just come and clear this other section out first. And move on with our lives, I guess. Again, it's a little weird. I don't understand why it is the way it is. Let's make sure we get another pylon, and then we're going to grab a few more gateways as well, and make sure that we're non-stop building probes. Okay, so Dark Templar, I'm going to bring you up here now. There's a base in the upper left. If we destroy the lair, then they won't attack us, which is what I'm going for here. So let's make sure that we continue building from these gateways, and then have enough units for later in the map to actually make some progress. We can kill these roaches, because otherwise they'll come and attack us later. And we'll use orbital bombardment to kill an overseer up here. So we'll just do it like this. I think 3 is enough, and then we'll just hit the lair as well to make it go a little bit faster.
Zerg have extensively fortified this area. An orbital strike would help us break through their defenses.
Shore up our defenses. The Zerg are moving to attack our nexus point.
Okay, and if it's not clear, there's enough, excuse me? Not sure why they could see us. Okay, there's enough Vespene just sort of scattered around the map, so just say, like, don't worry about Vespene on this map. So let's head up into the next section. There were a couple roaches going, but we had already killed a bunch of them with these DTs. So let's just pick up this gas, make sure we keep making probes, and then run the DTs back to the middle. I'm going to make more DTs also, and we have to figure out how to push into the next section. Start our next pylon, because we're about to get supply blocked. Mostly using orbital strike, though. Bombardment, orbital strike for each of these sections. So we're going to use another orbital strike just to destroy one of the spore crawlers up in this next part. So hit this, and let's just do that and destroy that one quickly. And once this is destroyed, then our DTs can do the rest themselves.
Second Thrasher. The conduit is under assault.
Okay, let's move on in. Let our DTs finish up these, and then we'll get them on top of the... Thrasher. The Thrashers will start spawning, we want to make sure we kill, yes, these Nidus worms that pop out, like, as soon as possible. Because the amount of units that comes out from those is really, really irritating. Alright, now we can start getting some zealots. I'm gonna grab another gateway.
Has been eliminated. This would be an opportune moment to clear the launch bays.
Indeed. So let's just, yeah, kill these queens, because they're going to keep ensnaring us. Ensnare does not reveal cloaked units in this iteration. I don't know why not. But I'll take it. So let's clear our first launch bay and let these guys start evacuating. And then just start getting a bunch of zealots, and we're going to start moving in.
The first launch bay has been cleared. Continue evacuating.
So let's move in with the DTs, and we'll just destroy this Overseer, and then just, you know, soften up the Mutalisk. There we go, and now our DTs can clean this up, and we start the cooldown again. And I'm going to grab an extra probe, make some more pylons, and then run this probe up here, because that's going to be our launching point. Sorry, my building-wide fire alarm just went off for like a half second and then turned off, so hopefully I'm not incinerated at any moment. So let's move this probe up here and set this up. I'm also going to build one zealot and just leave him at home, because there's going to be a group of Zerglings that are going to come in and attack me. No big deal. And then DTs and Stalkers are enough to move on into the next section. We just have to build enough stuff to just attack down there, because we don't have enough for orbital bombardment. So the next Thrasher is in the upper left. Again, keep in mind, it doesn't matter how slow we go at the beginning here. It's mostly because we just want to make sure... Make one more zealot. We just want to ensure that we can finish when the last Thrasher's coming out, which is, again, around 18 minutes or so. So let's take this group. This should be sufficient, and we just want to attack down here. Let the DTs and the Zealots get in the front. Our DTs are going to take some direct hits, but that's okay. Actually, allowing our Stalkers to take some hits is a good thing. Okay, don't go too far out of your way. Let's attack together. And then over here, I'm going to take one DT and pick up some more gas. Come back over this way. And then I'm basically just going to sit here while we wait for the next Thrasher to spawn.
The second launch bay.
Well done. Half of the bays are launching evacuation ships. Another Thrasher has appeared. You know what must be done.
Okay, do not let these Nidus worms live.
That should buy the conduit more time.
Alright, now we're going to clump up. We're going to go for this next optional objective. We're going to be getting tons of gas as time goes on here, so I'm not too concerned about the gas situation. Okay, grab this. And then on to the next section. We've already cleared this out, which is quite nice. And then let's move up with our pylon probe and build one down here. And now we're going to be intercepting enemy attacks before they get to us every time. And I am supply blocked. I knew it was going to happen. Just queue up a bunch for the rest of the map. And now we have orbital strike again. Please don't. We're in a rush here, Queen. What are you doing? So you can use that to soften stuff up, or, you know, kill a... Like, it takes all 5 shots to kill 1 colony, which is kind of crappy, but... we gotta do what we can. And we're just gonna collect as much Vespene along the way as possible. I won't destroy the gross pustules. I'm not gonna do that. Because this planet is under attack, we don't have time to destroy the gross pustules. Here, blink in there, Stalkers. We have enough, I would say, to handle the attacks here. No problem. Okay, DT, pick this up. Okay, that's all the bonus objectives.
We are recovering the last Solarite reserve now. The solar core should be augmented by the time our forces return, Hierarch.
From the shadows, I come.
Okay, we're looking good on pylons now. I'll build even more. Could probably afford another gateway, but that's okay. And then Stalkers, it doesn't matter. We can always blink them out of the way if they're blocking my melee units. Okay, I'm going to save my energy. It's not necessary here. We're going to destroy this quickly. I'm going to pick this up. Okay, that's another launch bay that's wide open for us. This is done, so I'm just going to get more zealots and DTs.
We have purged the infestation. Only 1 launch bay remains disabled.
Okay, and then momentarily the next Thrasher is going to spawn, and rather than going for it right away, I'm going to go and try to clear out this next area, moving up to the last area. Here, I think this is a good time to let's just blast this Ultralisk before it does too much damage to us. Our DTs can finish it up. Okay, excellent. I would like to kill this Queen, again, just because they're irritating. So I want to clear this whole section now. There's the Thrasher.
Amon has sent another Void Thrasher against us. Slay it before the conduit falls.
Okay, now I'm going to backtrack, kill the Thrasher. And then there'll be another enemy attack. We kill that, we clear the last area, destroy the launch bay before the last Thrasher spawns. That's the goal. Again, we're way on track. I think we've got like a solid 5 more minutes before the map actually ends. And we want to get like pretty much right on top of this thing to kill the Nidus worms as they're popping out. And, you know, we make some sort of effort to actually avoid this junk.
Another Thrasher felled. Is there no end to these abominations?
Okay, and we're going to keep our units together. Zealots are fine. Here's an enemy attack. Okay, thank you, Whirlwind Zealots. We lost a couple Stalkers to the Hydras in the back, but for the size of that attack, that went pretty well. It is fun to build a big defense right in the middle here, but it's not necessary if you play this the way that I am doing it. I'm going to go ahead and throw down a pylon here. Make some more Zealots and Stalkers, and now we're just going to auto-attack straight into the last area. There's a lot of stuff, but we'll be okay. You know, like I said, you don't need a lot of units to be able to complete this. So, you know, we could just right-click this to ensure that we get it, but I know that we've got more than enough time. I actually don't know when the last was. Is it 16 minutes? I thought it was like 18 and a half or 18, but it may be slightly less. In any case, we did it, so let's get in there. This is all about gaining momentum and keeping momentum. Don't hit speed bumps that force you to lose too much supply.
The launch bays have been reclaimed. Matriarch, you may complete the evacuation.
You have saved my people, Artanis, and they will never forget it.
Just returning the favor from the start of Brood War. Okay, so the lowest health was 4320, no problem. Free all the Protoss Launch Bays before the last Void Thrasher, which we definitely did. The last one pops out right in front of that final launch base. So we got the Nerzim out of there as fast as we could. We'll go back to the Spear. We'll chat with folks. I think Vorazun joins us now. Or maybe it's the end of the next mission, but she'll be there.
Despite this tragedy, I am pleased to see you once more, Hierarch. I had hoped that our next interaction would be your announcement of Ayer's reclamation.
As did I. Instead, the Templar have fallen.
Then the threat is greater than I realized.
We cannot let the same fate befall Shakuras.
It is too late for that. Amon's Zerg poured through the warp gate as a tide of flesh and blade. They have already overrun Telemetros and are nearing the shrines of Lazul. This world is lost. With such an infestation, Shakuras must be destroyed.
Destroy Shakuras? I will not permit this.
Permit? Shakuras was my people's home long before we offered yours sanctuary upon it. I will not let this world be a den for Amon's forces. Worlds may fall to ash. What matters is that we endure.
To lose Shakuras and Ire.
We are a vagabond people, Artanis. Our true home has always been Ire. Let us reclaim it together.
It is fitting that the daughter of Raja Gal decides the fate of the world she helped forge. Let us make preparations at once.
The solar core requires your attention, Hierarch. Please visit it at your earliest convenience.
Of all the Templar, you never wavered in the belief that our two peoples could live in unity. It is something I admired in you.
It is ironic to hear you say this. All this time, I believed you were reluctant to accept the unity I sought.
You and I had many a disagreement in the Twilight Council. For day by day, I saw my people losing what they were. I saw our precious old ways erode.
You wished to preserve them.
I am Nerazim, Dark Templar. I hold great pride in my people.
But you are also Protoss. That is the greater affiliation.
That is not what the Conclave believed when we were exiled long ago. Your kind had ire. Our culture is all we ever had.
It's fair.
Ire is lost. And now Shakuras hangs by a thread. Without the Kala, the Nerazim are free from Amon's corruption. And to think we called them heretics once. It is so empty without the Kala. The voices of my people, lost in darkness. Without the Kala,
Alrighty.
the Nerazim.
All this time, this wretched little world was within striking distance of our fleets.
Much has changed since your era, Preserver. The Dark Templar are now our allies.
There was a time when the Protoss were broken. Throughout the Aeon of Strife, we tore at each other with wanton abandon. Only one path was ever found to end the madness and unify our people. The Kala. The Dark Ones rejected its light. They denied their own race. How can you fight for them?
For one so sworn to preserve our history, Rohana, how can you be so blind to its turn?
I see I have offended you, Hierarch. My apologies. Adapting to this period is difficult.
Thank you for apologizing, I guess. We got Dark Templar.
Cloaked warriors are now available for deployment.
Cool. So we've got these Avengers and Dark Templar. Dark Templar are easily the best of these three. Again, I'll try to use a little bit of each one, but in this case, we're going to be mostly using Dark Templar because I think they are just objectively better. They do so much damage, and they are invulnerable as they deal that damage for the most part. All right, to the Solar Core.
The Solar Matrix Core. Truly an impressive sight.
A synthetic star. Imagine what went into its creation. This chamber provides power to the Spear of Adun and all its systems. Its radiance even contributes nourishment for our warriors.
How long until you can bring its tactical systems online?
System analysis has begun, but the star has lain dormant for an eon. It will take time, and a powerful ignition catalyst like Solarite to restore it to full capacity.
Solarite? The Firstborn haven't utilized Solarite in millennia.
This vessel is ancient, Hierarch. We will need to exhaust even unconventional resources if we are to bring it to bear.
Do what you can, Phase Smith. We will acquire what you need.
Very well. You may begin augmenting the solar core whenever you are ready. Select the core to start reviewing your options, Hierarch.
Man, it's a good thing that apparently no one's been using Solarite forever, but it just happens to now be everywhere. Every mission.
This array displays an overview of the Spear of Adun's weapon and support systems. Each system can only be configured to have one active ability at a time. You may select different abilities to complement your tactical decisions in different battles, Hierarch.
Sure.
Our current available Solarite is displayed here.
Alright.
Any leftover Solarite can be routed to our auxiliary systems. You may begin diverting Solarite now.
Thank you for your permission, lowly Phase Smith. So we're going to do the Holdout next mission without access to Nexus Overcharge or Solar Lance. Two things that make it so much easier. So that's part of the reason also I wanted to come to Shakuras first. I wanted to make sure I could play these missions and complete them without relying on the crutches that I've used so much in the past.
You look different, Phase Smith.
Ah, you must be referring to these mechanical arms. I constructed them to improve my efficiency while running the solar core. So far, they have been quite helpful.
Weird. Alrighty.
The evacuation ships have reported in. All are present and are being escorted by the Spear of Adun.
Let's go! Alright, next time, we got a pretty challenging holdout mission. I remember in my blind playthrough, I was playing in the middle of the night. The holdout mission actually gave me a good amount of trouble, and that was on a lower difficulty. But I suspect we'll be okay. We're just going to have to change up our strategy a little bit this time because we won't have all the same tools as we did last time. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you then. Bye now.